Thank you all, and you are all welcome. VP, Vice President, Dr. Julius Nye, we really appreciate you. I spoke with you early today. I have some good encouraging word from you as well. The cause, what we already embarked on, we are not going back. And this journey is a journey that have started from the time of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So we have come a long way, and of which both sister country, we do cancel each other. And, rub minds together, get advice and strategy of how we defeat our common enemy, both the zoo country called Cameroon. They are terrorist country as well. They are a common enemy with the Nigerian terrorist country. So, and we have, just as I said, we have come a long way. This bond and this union will be unbreakable. Just like when we visit Donald J. Trump, our president inauguration, which both countries, both the Eritrea both the Eritrea president and the Ambazonia, we are, able to secure our spot to be in the inauguration, which by the special help of our lobby, Mora Global Strategies, are able to make that happen, and of which Elias have been working really hard. And one thing people don't really realize or know about is that the ticket is a congressional, you can only get it from the congressional office. So as that ticket is not online, you can buy it. You have to be invited. So it's not like the post-inauguration ticket that you can get online if you want to be part of the party or part of the celebration. But the ticket that we are opportune to get, even the zoo country called Nigeria, they are not invited. The zoo Cameroon are not invited. So that tells you that we are in good hand and we are working hard to defeat our common enemy, because the fight that we are fighting is a just cause. We are fighting to liberate and free our people. We deserve to be free. We deserve to live as people. Our quote from Dr. Shua Ayoba himself, where he said, freedom is not given, it's taken. So that is exactly what we are doing. We are taking our freedom. If the world refuses to give us or cooperate, we will take it. But we ask for their assistance and their cooperation. So we are not putting out fight there. We're just asking peacefully, because we are both a peaceful nation, and we believe that they will turn around and support us. You are welcome to this town hall meeting with the Biafran people today. It's a pleasure for the Vice President of the Ambazonia to be here, and the Ambazonia Governing Council to be here as well. And of course, soon the instructor of the American Cyber Squad, RACS, right? Yeah, to be here. And here come our good friend again from the Eritrea. We have done a lot together. He's been in the Baltimore office here. That's the head office of the Biafra Republic government. He's been here several times. And we have opportunity to also, we have the opportunity to see him in Finland as well during our declaration. And he actually spoke and encouraged the Biafran people, the need of the Biafran people to be free. And also in Eritrea need to be free from the oppressor regime that they are. So we live in a democratic world whereby we want all of us to be more civilized and practice democracy. And during our declaration in Lahti, Finland, we also have the Ambazonia delegate, Heavy, I believe if I pronounce the name. So he actually make my job easy for me that very day, because he spoke very well. You are all welcome to the Biafran town hall meeting which is hosted in US today through the Zoom. And I'm so delighted, and my fellow Biafrans, to welcome all of you. Our leader, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, and our Prime Minister, they will all be happy for this very occasion. Thank you, and we invite the Vice President, uh, Julius Nye, talk to the Biafran people and the Ambazonia people. Likewise, our sister country, Eritrea. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Acting PM. It is a pleasure for me to attend the first town hall of the Biafran people. I also wish to salute the members of cabinet of the Biafran government in exile. I also wish to sincerely thank all the Biafran people here today and those that could not make it, those in the diaspora and those in Biafra land who have stood firm to assert their right to determine their own political, social, economic, and cultural way of life. The alliance between Biafra and Ambazonia did not start today. Biafrans and Ambazonians are one people, united by geography, by culture, and now by aspirations to be free from the different terrorist zoo and jungle governments, both in Cameroon and in Nigeria. Fellow Biafrans, the adage goes, a liberation is not a walk in the park. So if there is any one of you out there in here in this town hall today who thinks that your freedom will be given to you on a platter, you have not yet started. You will have to fight. And fight, I mean, you would not only fight the zoo government in Nigeria as we are fighting the jungle government in Cameroon, you also fight your own brothers and sisters who have been recruited by the enemy to make sure that you don't reach your destination. You also fight your own brothers and sisters. We have done that in Ambazonia, who for personal interests would not want to follow the aspiration of the Biafran people. When you come across these challenges, bear in mind that they are learning curves. In every quest for freedom, the nationalists and those who pursue freedom against those who don't want freedom, who want continuous colonization, is in the ratio of 1 to 5. It therefore means that it's only about 1% or less that would stand with you to the finish line. For the Ambazonian people, we have seen actors come and go. We have seen movements rise and fall. It is all part of the process. But if the Biafran people, you are fighting for the flag, under the flag, with the flag, and with the people, you will remain standing. If you are fighting not to enable Nigeria government to continuously rule Biafra with impunity, if you are fighting not for your own self-interest, if you are fighting not because you think Biafra will be free tomorrow morning, then this is the revolution for you. We have seen it all. Why Nigeria is scared is not because we are in the diaspora or the people on the ground are agitating. Nigeria and Cameroon are scared because we have picked up arms, and we are unapologetic to that. It is our self-right to defend ourselves when we are faced with oppression. It is a universal right to pick up arms to defend yourself if the responsibility to protect by the international community is not invoked. It is your right to exist in freedom, to have dignity as a people. And so let nobody, let no one tell you that you cannot fight. They can incarcerate Nnamdi Kanu. They can incarcerate PM Simon Ekpa. They can incarcerate Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba. They can incarcerate me tomorrow. But the spirit of freedom is ingrained in our people. So many PM Simon Ekpa will rise. So many Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba will rise onto the finish line. And as the acting PM has said, we have crossed the ribbon. There is no turning back. All they need from you is to stand firm and know that there are going to be challenges. There are going to be infiltrators, even within your own government and within your own movement. But do not budge. Fight for the flag, fight with the flag, fight with the people, and for the people of Biafra. That is what has made us to stand the test of time. Let me take you to memory lane. In 2017, 2018, up to 2020, the Ambazonian Governing Council was not the most popular and not even the most liked. But today, our people depend on us because we stood for the people, we stood for the ideas, we knew what we were in for, we had the strategies. And we knew that in order to fight a colonialist, you fight them method for method, ideal for ideal, communication for communication, diplomacy for diplomacy. And today we can see that the stars are well aligned, whereby there is a new government in the United States, whereby our people are both energized and our resolve to be free is unwavering. So I call on all of you to do whatever it takes. Take out your last dime. Support the boys and girls championing your resistance on the ground. Make sure that the enemy knows your resolve and that nothing else will suffice. Because for us, Ambazonia, we will fight to the last man standing. For us, Ambazonia is either we are free or we all die. There is no way Cameroon will ever rule Ambazonia again with one Ambazonian alive. They will do with no Ambazonian alive. That is where we are. It doesn't matter whether they bring in the Chadians, they brought them in, we humbled them. In the battlefield, the Chadians ran. They brought in the French, we humbled them. Cameroon knew they were going to beat us in 2 weeks. We are talking 8 years. And in a fight where David is unable to be beaten by Goliath, it therefore means David is winning. And I can assure you, we are winning. I can assure you, with the Biafran resistance in the area of Bakassi, Cameroon is also feeling the pinch. I can assure you, with your support in terms of propagating our cause, the human rights abuses of Cameroon and Nigeria, we are winning. Victory is never easy. You have to fight your way. And fight shall Ambazonia, fight shall Biafra till freedom comes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you very much.
So much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
When they think
You're welcome.
after holding Dr. Chu Ayuba, that will be it. We prove them wrong. When the Nigerian terrorist state think after kidnapping our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, we also prove them wrong. This fight, we all fight together And at the end, victory will be us. Let me also welcome our president, our good friend, Mr. Bandura, President Bandurai, President of Eritrea government in Exile. Thank you. Honorable Son. Okay, thank you.
I'm trying to get myself unmute. Primarily, I want to give my warm salute to all of you. Yes, the newly acquired friends of Ambazonian. And I was very proud to work with the Republic of Biafra government in exile. I think I got me good friends. At the initial moment when we heard of the Ambazonian, of the Biafran actually, people thought all the Biafran case was all said and done. A lot of them were not following as it is needed. Some of the work we're doing today, maybe we should have done it 20 years ago, maybe 30 years ago. However, better late than never. Some of the type of fight we were doing in Eritrea, we have a lot of experience. We fought for 31 years to be free, liberated from Ethiopia. Unfortunately, the people has been betrayed by the leader we trusted, meaning he kind of oppressed the people for the following 34 years. Our name, the nickname we've been given is the North Korea of Africa. And you know what does it mean? For all these years, Eritrea did not have any election. We didn't have any constitution and gross violation of human rights that is happening in there. After 31 years fight, and we still are fighting for 34 years to eliminate this person that is oppressing the people. From the small population that we are in, majority people running away everywhere, through every corner. All of our youth, they couldn't work, they couldn't go to school, they couldn't create family. So the best deal they have is just flee the nation and go elsewhere. When we have all the means, when we have all the resources, we are not poor. We should have been done a lot better, but we just kept going down and down, and almost the Stone Age, where people are living in the dark. They don't have medication. They don't have enough education. They don't have, I mean, for God's sake, the only one university we had, he shut it down. We had 100 factories. They're all gone. The only thing we have left is the beer company. You know what that means. So this is what we've been going. So as we met with the Biafran, I think we said, yeah, I was very interested to know more about them. At this right moment, even the Eritreans are very interested in knowing further about the Biafran history. And now we're going to add the Ambazonian history in that sense. By becoming together, we all kind of buy a little sense. By coming together, we all can have a story which is bigger. We all now became even to work in the same office, which that means a lot. Our cooperation, our exchanging idea, our giving each other an advice, or even share from our experience, I think a lot can be done. This collaboration between the Biafran and the Ambazonian, I think it's a winning type, because I do follow how much things are happening on the ground. This is not the 1967-70. This is completely different. What they used to do, blockade, what have you, at this right moment, with the existence of the Ambazonians, a lot of things is happening. I even heard and read a lot where they are even infiltrating, getting inside the Nigerian, and I know what kind of job is getting done. So by being together, I think this is our time. I always said, this is our time for Eritrea. This is the time for the Biafran Republic. This is the time for Ambazonians. And other things that I need to tell you, where we said we should have been done 20 years ago. At this right moment, we feel proud we have a lot of friends inside the US government. We started early on. We kind of shook up the government because he's paranoia of the United States. I've been in many meetings where the Congress people were very interested to hear the story of Biafra. They were very familiar and they want to hear more. They want to learn more. So they became very interested. You have a good friends like Dr. Ruben. You have a good friend like Tibor Nagy, which is, I always have a good communication with him. And he talks a lot about, and we have some friends that are coming in that desk, what we call African desk. So we got friends, we just wisely, not to the point that we become nuisance to them. They know about our story. The only thing they knew, we have to come with our own plans, what sort of program we want to get done, and we have to be flat upfront, where we have to tell them what we want to get done. With this Trump administration, a lot of things can come up, even not, some new nations may exist. I really truly believe some of those stories I hear in practice, Somaliland, for instance, when it's separate from Somalia, it's about 31 years. But they've been handling their business pretty good when the other center of Somalia was having a lot of problems. Therefore, even up to this last election they had, it was a democratic election. So the whole world is impressed. Many countries went to visit, and now at this right moment, they are really thinking to recognize Somaliland, which means we're going to have another new nation of Africa. Africa can afford for so many, especially if I give you the example of Biafran Republic, you're talking 80 million people, for God's sake. You can force them to be in a forced marriage. There is no way. There is no happiness. There is no long-term solution for this. The best way is they need to get their divorce. They have to be divorced. And I know the history also, the more I got interested, Ambazonians. Yes, the same cause goes up to the point how we became together and how we became betrayed. Therefore, I think if we all need to live, we don't have any ill thinking for Nigeria. We don't have any ill thinking for the rest, but we want peaceful change. If they don't want the military act, I think let's discuss in a round table. Let's have pens to sign. Let them to be free. And this is how it needs to get done. At this moment, the same way they used to call us. When we fought them, they gave us a name, we are terrorists. What else? But to us, I always said we were freedom fighters. Because of that, even today, they're going to call Ambazonians and the Republic of Biafra are terrorists. As far as I'm concerned, they are not terrorists. They are freedom fighters. Because of that, I think it doesn't matter what they say. What we have to do. Some of these leaders, for God's sake, they don't have in their vocabulary the word peace, the word negotiation. Therefore, if it takes to carry arms, we don't have any choice but to carry arms. Therefore, this newly found friendship, this newly found cooperation among ourselves, I think we can only make it bigger, and our story should be told everywhere. And I'm very thankful for this chance, and I'm glad I made it to be part of you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We are the Biafra Republic government in Exile and its cabinet. We are really pleased with all you're doing, and for you to make it as well to Lahti, Finland. Thank you. We appreciate you. We are all in this together. Yeah, I remember early this month when we visit Washington, D.C., and we met with some Congress and senators. It was amazing. So our message is penetrating. And with the help of our lobbyists, we appreciate them. They are doing a good job. Vice President Julius, I I know you have some members of your cabinet here and believe they might want to be part of this great occasion. So, with your permission, I can see they are ready to explode, to to send a loud message of freedom, a word of hope and encouragement. Because with this, we will all get to the finish line to encourage one another, and for us to be having something like this more often. Because our people, both the Biafran people, the Ambazonia and the Eritrea, they need to see this union getting stronger and stronger, and for us to be working together as well. So should I go ahead and call on the cabinet with you, your entourage?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. HHS, can you please go ahead and talk to Biafra and Ambazonia and Eritrea people? Thank you.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
Hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
My vice president has already spoken, but since we are here, I cannot go without saying at least a word. And what I want to tell the people of Biafra, first of all, all protocol duly respected. Mr. President of Eritrean government in exile and the APM of Biafra, it was nice meeting you guys in Washington, D.C. at the inaugural of President Trump. We had very good exchanges. That was wonderful. We had the Arise TV come to interview us, but they had to run away. Who's ever seen where a journalist runs away from interviewing people? So we made them run away. So anyways, the history between Ambazonia and Biafra is inextricably linked. The zoo in Nigeria and the jungle people in La Republique of Cameroon, they have a history of oppression. And what I want to advise the people of Biafra is do not turn back. The world knows the name Nigeria because of Biafra. If there were no Biafra, the word Nigeria will not be known anywhere. Whether we are talking about the football team or we're talking about the in Nollywood, it is the presence of Biafra, the talents of the Biafran people that has catapulted that country to very great heights. So you cannot let Fulani herdsmen, lord it over really great minds like you. Like the president, the president in exile for Eritrea said, you are 8 million people. That is enormous. That is extremely huge. And you are a very great potential in the entire Gulf of Guinea. My journey to the United States has been incredible. I was a refugee in Biafra land. La République du Cameroon chased us when we stood fighting for freedom, and we were welcomed, very open hands, by families in Enugu and Calabar and many other places in Biafra land. And when I told them my story, they also, talked to us about when, Nigeria was persecuting them, and then they were running into Southern Cameroons at the time. And then our parents, great-grandparents gave them, welcome them and stuff like that. So they said they would reciprocate. So we are one people. Each time I talk to people and I give my name Akosin, they say that looks like a Nigerian name or a Biafra name. When I call Akotar, they say that looks like a Biafra name. So we are one people. Our destiny is inextricably linked. We continue to fight together until we reach the promised land.
Yes.
Biafra, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kota. Thank you.
Thank you so
And
much.
we also have the name is not our you didn't update the name. You have it as fundraiser.
It's the Secretary General of the Ambazonia Governing Council.
All right. Secretary General, can you go ahead and talk to the Biafran people and the Ambazonia, also the Eritrea? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. APM. All protocols duly observed. Mr. President of the Eritrean government in exile. Much respect, sir. The Vice President of the Ambazonia Governing Council, fellow Biafrans and fellow Ambazonians and Eritreans who have joined this town hall. It is a great honor for me to speak to these honorable people in here because it takes someone with a mighty heart to be able to engage in a journey that is so difficult and also a journey which has a lot of obstacles that are even known before you set out. And all of us who are engaged in fighting for the liberation and freedom for our people understand the difficulty. And we have decided that the journey that our people have lived through up to this moment must be finished by all. And that the freedom of our people must be achieved in our lifetime. And I believe that the Biafran people, the Eritrean people, and the Ambazonian people understand that if we don't fight this fight today, we will live to fight it another day. We have witnessed in the last week the inauguration of President Trump, and all of us were invited. The Ambazonians, the Biafrans, and the Eritreans were invited to take part. The Americans, to arrive where they are, had a very difficult journey also. They were colonized by the British, and in the days of fighting for their own freedom, the days of independence, everything was not smooth. There were those who worked with the royal family in Britain, who fought against their own people in order to stop the Americans from getting their independence from Britain. And that is just the path that every liberation takes in order to be able to arrive the point of destination that we have chosen. Our common destiny is that we have decided that we will finish the fight, and the fight we will finish for our people. We will not pass on this fight to our children, because that will be like handing a brand and burning fire to your son or to your daughter to carry to the next point of contact. And by the time the child arrives at the point of contact, the hands will be burned. So we will be the ones to do this job. The Biafran people have been through a very difficult history, like each and every one of us. But I want to remind each and every one of us that this month, on the 13th of January, 1970, 55 years ago, they said they had ended the war against the Biafrans. That was after millions of Biafrans had been killed between 1967 and 1970. And today, they still believe that they can continue to kill and continue to tell the people that there's nothing going on. We want to remind them that we have not forgotten those years, that 55 years ago, they tried to stop us from continuing to get to where we want to be. They killed millions and yet continued to lie to the people. The Biafrans have risen up at this particular moment, and it is our time. And like the president of Eritrea in exile stated, we might have done this 20 years ago. But I think God has a plan for each and every one of us and decided that we are the ones to carry the baton today. And the baton we must carry to the finish line. There will be no stopping at any point, and nobody, whether they call themselves infiltrators or enablers or spoilers, whoever they are, they will pay and the people to destroy our projects and our mission and our march to freedom, but they will fail on the way. We have made up our mind and we are marching to freedom. Biafran people, Eritrean people, Ambazonian people, there is no other way for us to finish this fight but to fight as if the fight depended on us alone. Let us continue to fight and let us continue to work together in order to achieve our objectives. We have the opportunity at this particular moment. We have some people who are listening to us, and let us put our voices together so that together we can achieve our objectives. I want to appreciate each and every one of you for this opportunity to talk to this great town hall, and I encourage each and every one of us not to relent in their efforts. And as we continue to work hard and do the things to get our leaders in detention, whether it be Mazin Nnamdi Kanu in the jungle of the zoo, or Simon Epa in Finland, or Dr. Ayaba in Norway. I want to assure you that your efforts are the efforts that the people of Ambazonia, the people of Biafra, and the people of Eritrea want to find in order to be able to reach their destiny. These leaders have given their all for us. Let's keep fighting so that one day they will be free. And that one day our people will rise up and say, thank you for all the work that you have done. Hail, 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 Ambazonia, hail, 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 Biafra, hail, 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 Eritrea. Thank you very much, Mr. Acting Prime Minister.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
so much.
Secretary General Obadia. Thank you very much. And we have our honorable ministers from the Biafra Republic government in Exile that we want to say one or two things to our sister nation here, and Honorable Sonny Abarawa. Can you go ahead and call upon the Biafra Republic government in Exile members that are here present in this special occasion? Thank you.
Thank you, IPM, and thank you, our distinguished dignitaries of Ambazonia and Eritrea. Your warm presence is encouraging to us, and we really appreciate it. I serve in the Department of Media and Communications, and I am going to bring the Secretary General of the Biafran government, Honorable Professor Choma. Please say one or two. Please, every members of the cabinet, try to stick to 2 minutes because of the programs we have. Honorable Professor Choma, I don't know if you're there. You're invited to the floor to say something.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, our acting PM, Honorable Genkere, the Vice President of the Ambazonia Governing Council, Dr. Julius Ninyi, the SG of Ambazonia Governing Council, and the Eritrean President in Exile. And I greet all of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile officials. No need calling names. one by one. All hail Biafra. To the great Biafran citizens, great Ambazonian and Eritrean citizens, thank you for tuning in. And I welcome all of our guests. Thank you for joining us in today's town hall. Even though our Prime Minister is absent, you still found it worthy to come. We also thank you for being friends to our cause, because we are fighting the same cause. And as you've all said, there's no point repeating what you've said. One thing is clear: we must be free. Because, as you rightly said, there is no Nigeria without Biafra. And for the fact that Nigeria has chosen to keep killing Biafrans without any remorse, the fact that Nigeria has chosen to keep incarcerating our people, they take our resources and impoverish the people. We've complained, we've begged, it fell on deaf ears. Rather, the more we complain, the more we beg, the more they implement their atrocities. So at a point, we said we are done. Now, we're going to take our freedom. The Biafra people are ready. How would you know that? They went all the way to Kenya to kidnap and rendition our leader. You know, people like myself, when our leader, Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu, was preaching, we were like, oh yeah, Nigeria will listen. So we weren't really active. But what awoken people like us was the impunity of the Nigerian state to commit international crime brazenly. And we said, no, this has to stop. And stop it has. So we are calling on all citizens. You remember one thing we used to say: when you citizens keep quiet, then the government will mistreat you. You got to stand up and you got to take that freedom. And this message goes to both the Biafrans, the Ambazonians, and the Eritreans. And in fact, to all the Africans, because the leaders in Africa are taking advantage of the poor masses. So I welcome you all. Thank you so much, as we are trying to figure out what is going on, why the West is behaving the way they're behaving. We are also embracing the new government of the United States. And we are hopeful, starting from the invitation that the three of the countries got to the inauguration of President Trump, we are hopeful that there is a very bright light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, as Secretary General. And I call on the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Dr. Bryson.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Please, when I call on the ministers of BRGIE, do well to introduce your portfolio where you're serving in the government as you pick the mic. Thank you, my minister. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Information. Like you said, I'm the Biafra Republic Government in Exile Foreign Affairs Minister. Thank you, Acting PM, for the wonderful job you are doing. Thank you, the Vice President of Ambazonia, Dr. Julius Nye. Thank you, the Secretary General of Ambazonia, for honoring this invitation. Thank you, President Badiru of Eritrea Government in Exile. And thank you, the other Ambazonia representative here. I can't see you on the screen, so I'm kind of handicapped saying your name, but we met in Washington, D.C. on January the 20th during the inauguration of President Trump. And personally, I had one-to-one interaction with many of the delegates from Ambazonia. One particularly told me that they refused to issue him ID card in Cameroon because they thought he was a Biafran. I shared my own personal experience. I had to walk from the last community in Cross River, across Cross River into the first community in Ambazonia, Mamfe, right? So I am fascinated by how Ambazonia people and Biafrans have this inextricable or interwoven culture and relationship, essentially showing that we are one people. So we are continuing to cultivate strong bonds and strong relationships. In Helsinki, 2023, when we had the first convention in Finland, Dr. Cho Ayaba was there. He delivered one of the most powerful speeches I've ever listened to. And while he was rendering his speech, he keeps invoking expressions you will say comes from Biafra territory, showing that he knows Biafrans even more than Biafrans know themselves. Now, in Lati, we had another Ambazonian who pretty much did the same thing. Another powerful speaker. It seemed like speaking come natural to Amazonian people. So we appreciate you guys. And with the alliance we are forming with Eritrea, I think we can trump our chest and say we have a powerful trio from Africa that will usher in real freedom for us. You see, when I see people talk about Nigeria getting independence in 1960, I disagree. We never got independence. Many people may disagree with me, but what I think happened was transitioning from British colonialism to Fulani colonialism. In the case of Nigeria, that's what happened. So this is the time we are getting real independence, where we will have the ability to control our lives without interference from anyone. In most places in the world, people own what they have. But in Biafra land, what has happened is that We don't own what we have. People from outside Biafra territory claim ownership of what the God of creation has blessed us. And those are blessings that came from God. Unfortunately, people from Europe who profess human rights appear hell-bent in gaining access to these gifts of nature through those that don't have it, but arrogate to themselves their ownership. And that is why the UK, the EU, are supporting oppressive regimes in Africa. And even if that means killing off innocent people, they don't have any qualms with that. Even if that means going to Kenya to abduct and rendition our leader down to Nigeria, they don't have any problem with it. Even if that means going to Norway to arrest and detain Cho Ayaba, they don't have any problem with that. And even if that means taking in our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, for questioning a few days before our declaration, they don't have any problem with that. But we are here to tell them that we can't be in developed countries seeing and enjoying what is possible, and we turn our backs against our compatriots from our native countries, being deprived, being marginalized, and being killed at will. And I am hopeful that Ambazonia, Eritrea, and Biafra working together will bring freedom to our people sooner than many people expect. And I thank you all for honoring this invitation here today. Your presence is highly valued and appreciated. Thank you.